What else has happened today?
Um, not
Not much.
no
I had a blue heron show up in my pond.
a blue heron. It's
Mhm.
an amazing bird. It's an amazing bird.
Aren't they? They're huge. It's been flying over this year, and it's the first time I've caught it in my pond. I was getting sad because it kept flying over and not stopping and visiting. So I got my critter. Does anyone else want to be a third victim? We're
Oh,
looking
and
for a
Wendy Parker.
volunteer.
Wendy Parker is in here. I know she will,
Parker, will you go in?
and she's probably really fucking high. So it's that time of the evening.
No answer yet.
Oh, give it a minute.
Okay.
Give it a minute. Yeah, not Helen. Well, I do. We have Elaine, the angry feminist.
I don't see her yet.
I thought I saw her join.
Are other people
Yeah, oh
on the
yeah,
show?
yeah. Scroll to the top. You scroll to the top. She came in right behind Helen.
Why is she not showing on here? Am I not knowing how to do this? She might not be. Is she not on my list?
She might not be, but you should see her for
Right
as
there. Oh wait, I did Wendy instead of Elaine. Oops.
okay.
Wendy Parker. We'll see what happens. I guess I could cancel.
No, don't do that.
Really? Really, Linda? Am I going crazy over the Declaration of Independence? That's crazy.
All right,
How
Linda, good. Please, I'm glad.
how do they not know? I don't understand these people. And they're so rabidly quote unquote patriotic. They don't even understand what loving your country means. I swear to God.
No, I really don't. I mean,
This
well, no, because these are people who, again, the article from today. These are people that are ignoring an individual who, by biblical law, should have been stoned to death for all the sexual assault and
yeah.
shit and graping that he's done. And so,
So they
I mean,
celebrate.
if they ignore that, then they're clearly not going to pay attention to the rest of it.
It's just ridiculous.
Um, I mean, not by a long shot. Um, not by a long shot. So, but this is your live. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I more than anything, I was like, gee, maybe people want to come in and say hi. But I guess I should have had a better topic, huh? I could tell dumb chicken stories again.
I mean, I got a short list of shit. I just haven't gone through it yet.
Well, what's your short list about?
Um,
I found.
Wendy, you look a little high.
Well, what's your short list about?
Um, hey Wendy, mute your computer.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Um,
And I'm immediately unstable. So
okay.
we knew
Well,
that.
so in the MAGA world, um, so Trump is defending Pam Bondi and telling all of the MAGA people to let Pam Bondi do her job and forget about Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
And so then here's the other thing. Alan Dershowitz has come out, and
Mm-hmm.
Alan Dershowitz was Epstein's lawyer,
Right.
and he has said, "I have seen the Black Book, and it exists." And so we're dead eating the dead
Mm-hmm.
is what's happening here, and so um,
Ouroboros. It's a
right,
rat king.
Yeah, yeah, the Rat King. Um, and then also on my short list is um, Trump has threatened to take Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship away,
Yes, telling her to stay in Ireland.
and then the GOP is having problems reining in Tom Tillis, and Tom Tillis is causing problems for
Because he doesn't have
causing
anything to lose now.
yeah, because Tillis is out of the game. He's not going to retain his seat, and so he's causing flack for. Oh, and then the so Rasmussen, which is the Republican pollster,
Right.
they have Trump's approval rating at -14, the lowest it's ever been in his presidency.
It's
And
just
here's
going
the
to
Oh,
keep
thing about
falling.
why
here,
though? I mean, he's doing so good.
He's doing everything he said he would.
no, the Epstein thing is really going to hurt him.
Well, that would be
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
that's the camel or the straw.
yeah.
That's the straw.
The
I
Epstein
don't
thing,
know.
that's going to be the thing.
I'm
That
worried that they're gonna be upset about it for a few weeks, and then it's just gonna go away. He's gonna have
no,
enough
I don't know.
shit
So
dumped
here's
in
the
him.
thing. That's part of the whole swamp thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
The swamp. Yeah.
yeah, the MAGA people won't let that go.
Yeah, because all of a sudden he's part of the swamp, and he promised not to be the swamp, and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that the
yeah.
swamp thing could
Well,
work.
because they said that it would be all Democrats, and it's not.
That was
So
so
I mean,
silly of
that's
them.
why they went out there and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna
No,
show everybody how
legitimately,
shitty these people are."
with Bondi burying this, here's what I believe. One, I believe that Trump's name is actually in the black book.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
and the reason that she can't like the reason that she has to bury it is because he's in it. There's no way
Right.
that she can release it without revealing that he's in it.
Right, because all the little black marker through his name, they're gonna be like, "Wait a second, that's just the right size." Yeah, you're not gonna be able to redact it. Not really.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's wrong.
a mess. But the
So
thing is, wasn't there a lawsuit? I swear to goodness, I saw a lawsuit that had him and Epstein in it for a 14-year-old girl in New York City.
Yes, yes.
She sued them for gang raping her. So how is any of his followers surprised by any of this?
That's public information.
Right.
Say hi to Janice.
Hi, Janice.
She's
Lady,
very
that's a really
loud.
nice hairy pussy you have there.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
I've got
Oh,
3.
They're
here's the
legion here.
here's the thing I wanted to point out. So this is how fucked up the MAGA world is. Steve Bannon went on the War Room today and is basically telling the GOP, because of what you've done with the Epstein file thing, he thinks the GOP is in danger of losing between 60 and 70 seats.
That would be really sad.
And that would be a dramatic shift. And then further, Bannon said that if that happened in the midterms, the Trump presidency would be over.
Yep.
Because they'd initiated 25th.
And they'd have every right to.
And he'd be out. And then get this. They'd initiate 25th. There isn't a limitation for how many times they can initiate the 25th. So they'd initiate the 25th. Vance would get into office. They could do it again. And get
That would be good. Because he's more dangerous than Trump, actually. People don't realize with all the backing he's got with Thiel and everything, it's the other problem is whether or not Musk gets any. Well, I'm worried about Musk getting a party because all of the 30% of voters that didn't vote, they could go to Musk just as easily as they'd go anywhere else. And we need to be sure that we're more active about getting them in. It's just it's worrisome that people are like, yes, Musk can get in and he'll split the MAGA vote. No, no. There's too much danger in that. He just wants to buy a government, is what it is. He wants to buy the entire United States government and then give himself as much money out of it as possible. And
Well, he doesn't have to buy it to do that. He's already getting an enormous amount of money.
well, the whole
So,
reason he wants to do it is because he didn't get as much money as he wanted out of this budget. And
right.
on Microsoft News today, they said that they already have budget reconciliation bill number 2 in the works because they didn't get
Oh,
everything they wanted out
joy.
of the first one. So they're taking all the stuff that went through the bird bath and they're trying to rewrite it so it will be fine for the second one. So then and the thing is that
Never ending fuckery.
Yep. And they're going to do everything they can. They're going to figure out different ways to put the rest of Project 2025 into law before they're finished, because that's their whole goal. They want to totally redo
Oh, yeah.
the United States
Yeah,
government.
yeah.
And it's just frightening because,
Well, I popped in to say hi. I'm
okay,
going to go watch Spenguli. I love
okay,
you guys.
love you too.
I
Elaine, do you want to
wanted
come
to
in?
support
Wendy
you.
Parker, you're my hero.
Yes.
Yeah. You're mine too. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Now you need to grab Elaine.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, I do not see her when I do this. Why is she not showing up on mine? There it is. Okay. I'm trying to invite her. Going from hairy pussy to piss pussy.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Velvet Taco.
Gonna make me blush.
Hello.
Hello. You
It's
look
on.
Oh, you
comfy.
looked well. So again, I'm not to take over Lisa's live, but did you have a happy birthday, Elaine? I wanted to.
Had a very happy birthday.
Was it your birthday
Okay.
today?
Today is my 60th birthday.
It
And
was my
I went,
ex-stepmother's 80th. Now I
oh
know
wow.
your birthday forever.
I went to breakfast this morning.
Yum.
I went to breakfast and I walked in there and the waitress, it was her birthday. So I
Wow.
was like, that is so cool. Only she was 65. And I can't imagine having to work as a waitress and go to work on your birthday. So
Yeah.
I doubled my tab and told her to keep the change. She's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Fuck yeah, Jesus, happy birthday."
Aw.
So then I went to I was wearing one of my favorite T-shirts, and it says, "Some people should go to church so they don't ruin hell for the rest of us." And I went to after I got done at breakfast, I went around the corner to Riverside Red X. Do you know where that is, Lisa?
No, I don't go into Kansas City much. I'm
Well, it's kind of this.
country mouse.
It's like they
I
have
know what Red
groceries
X is,
and
though.
that kind of thing. But their main thing is they have every beer, every liquor, every cigarette. It's just like
I've seen the one in
shit
Belton.
for paradise. So I went there to get some produce and stuff like that because it is the closest grocery store to the hood where I live. And this woman, when I was checking out, she says, "Beth, I want to see your shirt." And I backed up so that she could read it. And I said, she said, "Oh my God, you just made my fucking day." I was like, "Well, that's good. That's good." You
Awesome.
never know when you're going to run into somebody in one of those places, whether or not they're going to tell you that they'll be praying for you. But I was glad it didn't turn out like that. So
My sister got me this T-shirt, and it's this orange T-shirt, and it's got this rooster smoking a doobie and a Rastafarian hat. And I finally got brave enough to wear it in public, and everybody loves it. It's
nice.
it's the funniest thing.
In numina Patri et Filii Spiritus Sancti.
There you go.
There we go.
Now
Now we're
and
all
then
blessed.
Astrid and Helen and Brian, my brother, took me out for lunch.
Oh, wow.
And I had my absolute favorite thing at Sicky's Garage in Overland Park, which is a hamburger with the bun is a glazed donut cut in half and turned inside out so that it's grilled on the inside part of the donut,
Mm-hmm.
and the glazed part is, oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, why do you have type 2 diabetes, Elaine? Who knows? Anyway, and Astrid had this margarita. I was just fucking salivating over it. It was beautiful. It had jalapenos in it.
Really?
hmm
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways,
we're making Aaron hot.
I know. Well, anyway, then I came home and took a nap, and now I'm back up, and I'm just kind of. I didn't know you were going to have a live tonight, or I would have actually put some clothes on before I accepted your invitation. Sitting here in a t-shirt and shorts.
I'm in a
But
T-shirt and shorts too.
mhm.
I never did. I wear T-shirts and shorts all the time.
Mm.
I get too hot otherwise. So
Well,
I've been too hot for 15 years. So
yeah, I've been to. Well, I got. Yeah, I got. I'm starting to get a summer cold,
oh
and that
no.
made me very happy because yesterday morning we were at Planned Parenthood until almost noon, and my brother was like, we gotta leave. You got no voice left, sis. I don't know what's going on. And I knew what was going on. I was getting a cold, but it just made me happy because I spit and slobbered and yelled in the wind sniffers' faces all fucking morning. I hope they're all sicker than fucking dogs. I do. So anyway, oh my gosh.
Serve 'em right, huh?
Yes. So
There we go.
anyway, yes, it's been a very nice birthday. So
That's good.
yeah.
I've got a few months till I have one.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
Paula Dean did the hamburgers on glazed donuts, didn't she?
Probably.
Then she got type 2 diabetes and started cooking healthy for everybody. But I
Well,
think before that she was doing the donuts with the
I've been known to do, a wrap with lettuce instead of a bun.
Mhm.
Just not when I go to Sicky's Garage and I can get a fucking glazed donut. No.
Oh
I am
yeah.
not.
If there's a specialty of the house, you got to eat it. That's just the way it is.
That's true.
You can't.
Well, and then the
you
other
can't.
thing about this place is it had like millions of kinds of beer and cider and all that stuff.
So
So,
what'd you drink?
I have a joke about that, by the way.
oh no. Let's hear it.
You know how you can tell that you have been performing oral sex on a woman very well. You wake up the next morning and your face looks like a glazed donut.
Glazed donut, yes, I've heard that one. You know, I had some straight guy whine at me one time about how he was so afraid of, I don't want to get hair in my mouth. Dude, if you're anywhere near the hair, you're a mile off. You got to get your nose wet, dude. That's how it works. So he just looked at me like, oh my God. Oh, shit. I mean, it may have been a while, but I still have expertise on one thing anyway.
Oh,
Anyway.
oh dear.
Oh, Lord.
I was telling my stepmother horror stories about my son because he's my birthday present.
Mm-hmm.
I
was
see
he born on
that.
your birthday?
Huh?
Was
He
he
was
born on your birthday?
Yeah, my 30th.
Oh,
30
wow.
years, 6 minutes apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them when they broke my water, I'm like, I have to have this baby at 9:30 because that's when I was born. And it was 7 o'clock at night, and they kind of patted me on the head and said, "Oh, honey, that's never happening."
Oh,
But it was a 2.5 hour labor after that. So He ended up with a 30-year, 6-minute difference between us. But now I have to share my birthday with him every year. And that isn't as much fun as I thought it'd be. In fact, I used to say before he got about 17, 18 years old, I said I didn't have a birthday because he wouldn't remember it anyhow.
Oh,
He didn't either. He got spoiled, I guess. He's like, oh, wait, Mom, you were born? Yes.
yeah. A little hard for you. If I
Well, I
hadn't.
also said I stayed 30 forever because I gave him my birthday, so I didn't have to age anymore.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you,
That-
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to be 30 again now. Not with all the shit that's going on. Oh my God.
That's
No.
true. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. And the truth is, I had a friend when I was in my early 20s, and she was just turning like 50 or 55. And I remember asking her, I'm like, oh my goodness, is it hard getting old? And she's like, oh my God, I'd never want to be your age again to save my life. She's like, 55 is so awesome. I'm free. I don't have to worry about anything. I know all these things. I'm vibrant and wonderful. And she's like, no, I don't want to be in my 20s ever, ever, ever again.
Hmm.
I can't imagine.
Can't imagine being 20 again.
I'd prefer not to. My 20s were very complicated and painful. By the way, I want to iterate that there's 15 pounds of an inorganic metal substance in my body that happened to me when I was in my 20s.
Oh, really? What
Yes.
happened?
I broke my right leg in 47 places.
How did you do that?
Oh,
I was
goodness,
a
but
very-
we were determined.
I was a very young and impetuous child in my youth.
What'd you do? Put it in a blender or something?
I was a very young and impetuous child. In
I
my
I
youth.
thought
see.
flipping a motorcycle was crazy. What do I know?
It did
Shit.
not involve a motorcycle or anything like it. Did not involve all of the things that you would expect it to involve. I'll just tell you that.
Hmm.
No skiing, nothing like that.
Nope.
That sounds extremely painful, and I am sorry.
Yes.
I spent 9 months in traction, and I spent 2 years learning.
Owie.
2 years learning to walk again.
That's crazy. That had to be a
And then you
rough time.
transitioned and you had to learn how to walk like a girl.
Oh yes.
Shake that ass.
I would tell you the funny thing about, when you learn to walk with a feminine gait, they tell you walk in a straight line. I was already doing that because when I learned to walk again after being in traction for so long, that's what my physical therapist said: walk in a straight line. You'll keep your balance better walking in a straight line than you will bow-leggedly walking side. So, which is why I can wear a pair of 6-inch stilettos and walk in them.
Well, at
Well,
least
your
one.
knees have to be better than mine. I can't wear heels at all.
Ugh.
I don't wear them anymore either. I mean, I'm almost 5'9", and so I look ridiculous in heels anyway. So,
Yeah,
Right.
I'm about the same height. I was when my oldest son started getting ready to drive, I knew he was going to do something stupid one day. So I decided to tell him about when I flipped the motorcycle joyriding. And I was explaining to him, my dad told me I could take turns 10 miles per hour faster than it said. But I got partway through the turn and panicked and tried to go to the side road, missed both, hit an embankment. I flipped the bike. And I was telling him about being up above it and it bouncing apart underneath me. And he interrupts me. He goes, oh my God, did you die? What?
The fact that we're actually conversing should kind of fill you in on that.
It's like, maybe you're not ready to drive yet. He was so funny. My oldest kid. One time he walked into our living room and he fell over nothing. And he gets up rubbing his elbow and he goes, I think I need to see my gynecologist.
You think?
And I'm like, okay, honey, let me explain something.
Yeah, that ain't how it works.
I figured because his mother had 4 kids while he was growing up, and he's actually my stepson. But
Must have worn a path.
yeah, he's like, Gynecologist must be the name for the specialist doctors. It's like,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just works.
Well, so Wendy, in the live last night, I wasn't with you guys. I was kind of listening while I was doing some other stuff. But I posted on my Substack today
Oh.
about the first trans woman that I ever knew. Her whole birthday would have been today too.
Oh, wow.
She would have been 72. I knew her when
Oh
we were,
gosh.
yeah, when I was in my early 20s was when we met in the late 80s.
Wow.
I lost touch with her in the early 90s because I got in a relationship, and you know how it is. Moved out of the Midtown area and moved up to the burbs, and all that shit. Well, that was a mistake. Anyway, I hadn't heard anything about her for a long time, and I did a Google search for her a few years ago, and it turned out that she had committed suicide.
Oh.
I always felt bad about that. She was a really, really brilliant person, and she was. But what made me remember her was you were talking last night about some trans activists who were kind of pushing the,
Mhm.
she was one. Davina was one of the first women to try to integrate the Michigan Women's Music Festival,
Oh, wow.
and I used to tell, we disagreed about a lot of things. I told her one time, I'm like, what do you want to hang around with those armpit hair braiding lesbos anyway? I mean, they're the ones that are boring. They'll pick you apart philosophically. And if you mention ever speaking to a man without a snarl in your voice, they get all pissed. It's like they don't understand people with brothers or or nephews or a need to earn a living with guys in the office, that kind of shit.
Right.
How do you want to integrate that? You know? But the only thing I've been able to find about her since she died is on Turfy site, and they're saying that she left behind a letter repudiating all her activism, and um, whether that's
Bullshit.
true, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
saw-
I've always felt really bad that he was a lot more educated than I was. We edited competing bar rags for a while in Kansas City,
Oh, wow.
and Um, she was much more educated than I was, and I was very intimidated by that. And I was young and defensive. But anyway, yeah, I've been thinking about her today, and I have a photo of her at Michigan um, that I found, and I posted it on my Substack today. So,
I'll have
uh,
to go look for that.
yeah, I was thinking about that last night when you guys were talking in last night's live about the trans active, because I think she caught some hell from the trans community for trying to kind of back off a little bit of um she was saying that she understood if they did not want preoperative trans people at Michigan. She understood that. Um and I guess there are some trans people who think that's not cool. But
Here's the problem. That's
mm,
something that there's people that are talking about the great gay divorce.
Right.
And
oh,
there
that
are
article the other day, that pissed me off so fucking bad.
yeah. So there
Did you see I'm
that
in there
is
fighting with 3 dozen people in there?
yeah, that is but here's the problem. The sentiment is real. And here's why that sentiment exists. Because there
Mhm.
are younger trans persons
Mhm.
who are teenagers, early 20s. Those
Mhm.
people are going into opposite queer spaces. So lesbian spaces and gay
Mhm.
spaces and whatever. And they post nude pics of themselves, you know, displaying their genitals and saying, if you don't like my genitals, even though I identify as a woman, you're transphobic. And that toxicity is drawing attention to those of us who are just trying to live authentically and
Mhm.
not in a way that does this. And so you have that phenomenon against the Lily Tino phenomenon. That's the trans person who is going into Disney World bathrooms, taking videos of herself, and toxically rage baiting
Right.
content. And so it makes us look bad.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
look, when I go into a woman's bathroom, I'm going into the bathroom to use the bathroom.
Right.
Thank you.
In, huh?
Yeah. Pee, crap, wash your fucking hands.
Right.
Don't leave the
Go to
counter
the
looking like
bathroom,
St. Bernard on it, and then get the fuck out.
sit down, do my business. I don't stand up in the bathroom.
Me
You know?
either.
Well, no, but I mean, people ask me, like, when you go into a women's bathroom, do you stand? No. Sit down. I do my business. I wash my hands, and then I leave, and that's it.
Hmm.
And so, I've gone into a women's bathroom and I've had people tell me that dress looks really cute on you. You should keep wearing that or whatever. And so people don't freak out about it,
Hmm.
or whatever. But yeah, I'm not in the bathroom to do this shit, but there's a lot of young people who are trying to push that envelope and force people into situations. And that force is making it harder for those of us who are older that just want to live in peace.
Well, I mean, I remember back in the 80s, there were, I had kind of a dust up in the rag that I was writing for because some of the guys were like very into AIDS activism and just being out there. And of course, I felt terrible. Half the guys I knew were dropping dead. I was volunteering at AIDS hospice and all this kind of thing. But it's like now is not the time to fight for bathhouses to come back,
Right.
And they acted like I was fucking, Maribel Morgan or something, Anita Bryant, because I was criticizing that kind of thing. And so that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's like, um, but I mean, I should have had more empathy. I mean, these guys had a certain lifestyle and it was taken away from them. And yeah, they were pissed. Um, in the final analysis, it was probably better that things didn't go back to the way that they were. But,
Right.
Have you ever gone to a Sap Brothers?
A what?
A Sap Brothers truck stop?
Mm-mm.
If every bathroom was like at Sap Brothers, no one would care who went into them because they're all individual little walled doors. Everything has a bidet.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
It's
that's
like your own little sink. Everything. It's like just crazy. And it's like if everyone had bathrooms like that, who would care who goes in them? Because it's a little minute for bathroom for every single person. But they
mm-hmm,
actually still haven't divided male and female anyhow. But the
mm-hmm.
bidet is really
Well, I mean,
nice.
when I went to Europe,
Fire.
when I went to England in 1999, I don't remember. Most places they were so old and they'd have one bathroom, and it
Right.
and it was for everybody, and you were just supposed to clean up after yourself. I mean,
Right.
suppose if I was like, in London I was only in London for part of my stay, and I wasn't really anywhere except a couple of hotels. So, but yeah, I mean, nobody was having a hissy fit over it over there. Of course, that was
Right.
25 years ago. But
I can remember it was in Italy going in one of the bars and they actually had just a hole, a porcelain hole with foot treads on either side. And that was the bathroom. And what was really scary though is I was master at arms on my ship and we ended up arresting a couple for having sex in it. And I was like, this has got to be the most disgusting place in the world to try to get your nut off. I mean, seriously.
kink shame. Isn't Wendy always telling me not to fucking kink shame? Or no, it's Helen that tells me that. Helen is Brian telling me that all the time.
No, I'm the one that tells you don't kink.
But
Kink shaming is bad. Don't.
all right, all right, I won't.
I'm sure that's why they did it. I'm sure it wasn't because they weren't allowed to do it on ship and they couldn't find a nice quiet place elsewhere.
Well,
Oh my goodness. When Shore Patrol brought them back though, it was like, oh, really, people?
that's pretty gross.
Yeah. I was like, I peed in there and I was worried about falling over. I can't believe you guys trying anything more adventurous than that.
What?
They must have been
Really?
extremely. Yeah. What
You're
were
even
they?
going to
Dumbo?
ask that question?
Oh no.
You have the wrong person in the live if you're going to say that shit.
You're just saying that. Did I admit my craziest place I ever had sex? Maybe not.
I guarantee you I have you beat.
You just brought us in here for the Midwestern nice factor, didn't you?
Yeah, I guarantee you. I between the three of us here, I guarantee you, 100%. I guarantee you, I have you beat.
I got talked into doing it in a confessional booth in a hospital chapel.
Well,
Wow. Okay, so
I lost my virginity in my parents' bed, which is pretty tacky. They were out of town for the summer. But I can't really confess to anything much more scandalous than that.
I mean, like, I live in Atlanta, so I had sex in broad daylight out in Piedmont Park with other people around.
Wow.
I'm trying to think, where is the other like easy place? I mean, I've done it in a car. I've done it in all the normal places. Oh no, God no. Yes, in college, I worked in the cafeteria. Did it in the freezer.
Oh wow.
Did it in the freezer.
That had to have been a bit of a challenge.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was yeah.
I have to call you the frozen fruit from now on. I know.
Oh dear.
I mean, I literally would tell you, and people have asked this, like your bucket list of things. I've hit a few of the bucket list items.
I don't have any bucket list items for that.
Um,
I'm kind of at Elaine's level. I don't know if I ever want to have sex again.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's worth it.
I mean, how badly do you want me to embarrass everybody on the live?
Well, Aaron, how would you do that safely?
Do what safely?
Oh, you
Just
can do
ask
it.
about skydiving sex.
Oh, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. There's a way.
Oh, it's
Tandem, and you're naked.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're tandem, there's you and somebody in front of you, or you and somebody behind you.
Mhm.
Jump out of the plane, make that connection.
well.
That's
If it
a
was
whole
me
new.
jumping out of a plane, they'd have to do it pretty fast because man, I'd be hitting the ground.
I was gonna say Mile High Club.
Oh.
Whole new meaning of it.
Mhm. I need a parachute that was
Let's go
about
for refueling.
Portugal. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is bad.
I was hoping I wouldn't end up being so bad here. Oh my goodness. I'm supposed to be the innocent one.
You have the wrong person in this live. You have the wrong two people in this live if you think.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Man.
innocence. There's okay.
Nick says he's here for the jokes. This should be on OnlyFans? But I still have all my clothes on.
I mean, I have to say, like, the weirdest one for me ever was probably the little person experience. I did that in college.
Oh,
Okay, now I'm having this
who
this
pulls the
visual of
ripcord?
you and Billy Barty or that guy that played Dr. Loveless on Wild Wild West.
Oh, right. Rappaport was his name.
No, Michael Dunn.
Was it Michael Dunn? I thought it was I thought Rappaport was the guy
Well,
that
the Wild Wild West, the TV series from the 60s, so you might not have ever seen that one.
I remember
No.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that in a rerun.
Rune, you lost your non-traumatic virginity at the age of 39? Gosh. Here's the thing. As a trans woman, I feel bad about some of the shit that I did when I was young.
Mm.
Like, really bad. There's one in particular, I think about it, and I wanna just forget about it, but I can't.
Mm.
I can't. Because it was a friend of mine, and it was a group activity, because we were all really drunk.
Okay, now let's not try and rope me in with this. I may
And
be a little weird, but I've taken them on one at a time, honey. One at a time.
and it involved a mother and a daughter.
Ooh.
I felt really bad about that one. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I felt really bad about that one. Now all my readers are gonna hate me because I'm a horrible person.
I'm not going to hate you, but the daughter was of age, right? Please say that.
No, Nick, don't hate me. God, don't hate me. I promise you I'm a much better person now.
Consensual, right?
Mm.
I you remember
Aaron's never gonna talk to me again.
you remember bulletin boards way back when?
Oh, of course.
My first husband talked me into running a sex BBB.
Oh, no, that would be
I would never have imagined that of you.
back when
he was a swinger.
Play.com had a chat house for women, which this has been like, God, close to 30 years ago.
Yeah,
I
probably.
was a monitor in there. My handle was Miss Priss.
I mean, I read a lot of text. Archive of our own. That should tell you enough.
But I remember when they would, when I would have to, when somebody would, get out of line, we had little, first you'd kick them, and then if they fucked up again and came back in and fucked up again, then you had to ban them so they couldn't come back in until after they'd reset their.
Mhm.
Anyway, I always used to try and have some flair to it, though. I wouldn't go up and, say you're an asshole and I'm about to kick you. I'd go up and ask them if they ever had a flying lesson. Of course, everybody else knew what I was talking about.
Flying lesson.
No, I never have, you fucking dyke hell bitch, because it was, some homophobe comes in to rile up the dykes, No, I've never fucking had a flying lesson. Well, you're about to. Bang.
That's the thing I was really afraid of the first time that I went into a lesbian bar as a trans person. Like, I was sure that they were gonna fucking throw me the fuck out. And so I walked in there, and the owner of the bar was the barkeep. And so I walked up to the bar, and she was this hard stone butch, like almost trans guy stone butch. And I walked up and I said, "Hi, I just want to self-identify. I'm a trans woman. I am not here to invade the space. I'm literally just here to connect with people." And she looked at me and she was like, "Hey, okay, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. You got a really hot ass, and I get off in 2 hours and I'm going to come find you." And I'm
Nice.
like, "If you go south of the border, you're not going to find what you're looking for." And she's like, "I don't care. You have a
Lisa,
home.
this is where
I'll
we
take
get.
care of it."
This is the prelude to the story about how she did it in a dumpster back behind a bar.
So, you know,
The first lesbian bar I ever went to was Billie Jean's in Kansas City, Missouri, and this was back in the mid '80s, and it was owned by some mob guy, and he used to come in on Friday nights and bring his girlfriend with him, and they'd sit there at the bar. It was just sort of weird. But I don't ever remember. I don't ever remember being unfriendly to anybody, though.
I mean,
I
look,
don't remember anybody coming in to cause trouble.
I told you guys about my family relationship to a lesbian bar in Atlanta. Were you around for that, Lisa?
I'm not sure.
All right. So I have a family member who owned a building in Atlanta. Now,
Okay.
in Atlanta, in Buckhead, and so in Buckhead, you kind of have Buckhead is the area north of the city, and that's
Okay.
all the well-to-do people. So
Right.
my family owned a building, and it was a beauty salon. And so I had great aunts that all worked in the beauty salon. Well, at the front of the building, there was always a restaurant, and so uh, in the '80s, the restaurant that was there was called Tallulah's.
Mhm.
And so when I would visit family, like I didn't want to sit in this old women's, 60, 70-year-old catty women telling, stories or whatever, getting their hair done. And so the
Right.
owner of Tallulah's was a girl named Sarah, and she would let me sit in her office and I'd read comic books and shit and, do whatever, an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old does. And so I walked through that place hundreds of times. No, not hundreds of times, thousands of times.
Mhm.
And I never made the connection about what that place was. It never became obvious to me at all. So around the corner from the building was a Crystal. This is why, like, when you see me, like, I'm ordering Crystal, that's the nostalgia. And I would go in there. The DJ who ran the music at Tallulah's would eat at the Crystal too. And when I was a kid, I would talk to her. Well, fast forward years later, I hired a network engineer for one of my network engineering teams. And there was a girl named Rhonda. And Rhonda and I, for like a year, we worked together. And I kept telling her, I'm like, I know you from somewhere, and I have no idea where the fuck, where. And so for a year, she and I went back and forth. Here, no. Here, no. Here, no. Finally, one day she comes in, she's like, do you remember the Crystal over on the corner of Farr and Piedmont Road? And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. When I was a kid, I used to eat in there. She was like, right, I used to eat in there too. And I was like, you're the DJ girl. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, wow. And she said, yeah. And I don't think you ever were aware. Tallulah's was the lipstick lesbian bar in Atlanta in '85. If you wanted to date a high femme and you were a lesbian, especially a butch, that's where you went to pick up the hot chicks.
Okay.
And so, but that place could have been full of people. And Rhonda was like, oh yeah, we used to go in there. We were making out. We were dining at the Y, all of it. And I was like, I walked through that place 1,000 times and I
never
never made that
noticed.
connection. Yeah. Went
Oh,
way the fuck
wow.
over my head.
Oh my God, she's been groomed.
Who?
You.
Oh, me? Fuck off.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
That's the real okay, now we know. Yep, now we know who to blame.
Like I said, I'm very, very flattered that, she went through all this to turn herself into a lesbian. I mean, we are pretty cool,
That's how this happened.
Oh, hold on. I gotta call somebody out.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hello, Mason.
My phone is getting
There
a
we
little
go. Sorry.
warm.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
My phone is getting a little warm. You might want to bring somebody else in, Wendy.
Oh.
Lisa.
Oh, it's
Okay.
not me.
Oh my God.
This is.
It
Yeah, I'm
just
doing
occurred
this.
to me. Wendy, that's Lisa.
What?
Is the water warm? Yes, Lisa. Oh, come on. You've listened to Prince. Come on. Shall we begin? Yes, Lisa. Now we just need to find somebody named Apollonia. God damn it.
That would I can go looking.
Anyway, yeah, my phone is getting warm, so
Okay.
I've
I'll
gotta.
knock you off.
All right. See you later, guys.
Okay. Hey, Mason,
No, you ask Nick. Hey, Nick, come on.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah, Nick's new. Nick or the Rune. That's who I would suggest.
Hey, Rune, you want to come? It'll be interesting to get the Rune in here. Not Nick said he'll go. Okay. We'll grab the rune next. Not yet. Not yet, Rune.
All right, so here's the thing.
Oh,
Here's
hey,
the thing, Nick. You have to
Yeah.
come into my live tomorrow, especially with holy shit, man, that beard she is strong.
thanks. It's actually
that beard
even
she is
longer. It's even longer because it's all curly and shit.
Yeah.
Hi,
I
I'm
used to
Nick.
have beard. I used to have beard cheat like that. I have not in a long time.
I mean, I can imagine why.
If you do the
Right.
groomy thing, can you make it look straighter, or do you like it curlier?
Oh, I love it curlier. I'm Jewish, so I've got a big old Jew fro when my hair's not bald and short. So
Oh, okay.
I've got a fro of a beard too. Um,
My son has straight hair but a curly beard.
it's an interesting combo.
I'm not quite sure what causes that, but yeah,
Uh,
he's got the big woolly man thing going.
Good for him. Strong genes.
Yeah. They come from me. They come from my Sasquatch side because his dad couldn't grow a mustache to save his life, even. So
Yeah, you know, it all depends what was his dad does his dad have native in him? Like tribal. A lot of Native Americans don't
yeah,
have
his
really good
his
facial
dad
hair
has
growth.
Choctaw,
Yeah, it's
and
for some reason there's a genetic thing
right,
with for Native Americans, they don't tend to grow facial hair very much.
right. I So when I was in the Navy, and there's a reason I call myself Sasquatch. When I was in the Navy, I made everybody late for chow when they issued uniforms because they couldn't find anything to fit me. The dress uniform shirt or jacket was so small, they barely got it on my shoulders, and when I put my arms up, it was like 4 inches up my arm. And they couldn't find any shoes for me, so they made sure that they told everyone in the chow hall the reason they had to stay open an extra hour was because my feet were so big. So for the rest of boot camp, I was Sasquatch.
Did you just say chow hole?
Yeah, chow hall
hall.
or mess hall for
Chow. It sounds
chow
like
hall.
you said chow hole.
I'm
Wanna be
sorry.
I
clear.
mean, some of them were pretty shitty and they were a hole. So
This is true
okay.
too.
it does
Yes,
fit.
this is true.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a high esteem about the Navy.
That's fine.
I
I
don't.
mean, I was in the Army, and our favorite thing to say to our Navy brothers and sisters and others was in the Navy because you're on a boat. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Those socks only get so hard.
You gotta know your DC in firefighting, or you're in a real problem.
Look at the Navy thing, like hot racking. Really?
Well, that's only in submarines. I had
No
my
submarines,
bullshit.
yeah.
No,
I
that
had my
happens
own
on-
rack.
It's a fucking penis under the water. It's just a tube that goes under the water. Like that's all it is. And it's just dudes. It's just dudes for 6 months at a time.
Well, actually,
Oh
they
my
allow
God.
women in the submariners now. I'm not quite sure how that works.
My cousin's a submariner.
Uh-huh.
He's actually he's a chief master sergeant.
Okay.
And he was a cook.
Right.
He now does a lot for like an entire division in the Pacific Northwest area.
Cool.
He's been in forever. And he was a submariner, and we would make fun of him. My oldest brother was a Army Apache pilot during the surge in Iraq, and he went over 3 times. And they're same
wow.
age. They're like 15 years older than I am. They're the same age, and you can imagine the shit that they talk between each other for Army and Navy. And one of them being a submariner. The penis jokes were never ending.
I mean, look, a submarine is just something really long and hard and full of semen.
Right.
You're right.
Yep.
If not fun shaped, why fun sized? And they've got giant missiles that just come out of it, just fist themselves out too.
Mhm.
They just blow a load into the ocean every time they shoot things. Semen just blowing a load into the ocean. Wendy, you brought the wrong person on because I'm unhinged. Like, I have. Oh, by the way, for nobody who knows me, because none of you know me, I'm
No, I
Nick.
don't know you.
I'm the publisher for Sick of This Shit with Nick. I write political poetry, and like patriotic based poetry, very overt, very political but social based. Um, and I started a podcast, Sick of the Shit Pod.
Okay.
And I met Wendy on Dana and Lawrence's show, and she's been freaking awesome. And I don't think she realized I was as unhinged as I am. And I have zero fucks to give because like I'm an army vet, I'm disabled. My rights and my benefits are being fucking just blasted away and destroyed. Like I haven't
Right.
had a doctor in 4 months now. A primary care provider, and I'm 2.5 years into a fibromyalgia diagnosis. And I haven't had a doctor for 3 months.
Oh
So
my
like
God. Are you?
fuck Doug Collins in the VA. And I
Right.
lost my
Ah,
job a month ago or a couple weeks ago. And so I jumped on Substack, and instead of going down a rabbit hole of destruction, I decided to be creative and write poetry, and put myself out there. And Wendy's been awesome and
Yeah.
is giving me a platform to jump in and join into. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Wendy did that for me too. I've been 6 weeks on Substack.
I've been 15 days realistically since I lost
Wow.
my job, and it's been an amazing rise so far. Like I'm having so much fun.
Great. I'll have to
I,
make sure we're connected to each other.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just subscribed. I'll send you
Great.
if Wendy hasn't, I'll send you a DM.
Great.
yeah,
Awesome.
by all means, please. I mean, I'm 2 months out of a job, and I was fired for being a trans person, which
I'm
sucks.
sorry.
Yeah, I know it always sucks.
No, I'm sorry. I lost my job because they consolidated my rollout because I'm an asshole, because I don't like unethical behavior, and I don't like when people do shitty things for wrong reasons. And I keep
Right.
telling them no. And so they phased my roll out.
Yeah,
And
we
so, it's been that being said, I'm not going to shit on them. It was the most freeing thing that's ever happened to me.
I sort of
I
have
don't
to.
have a negative experience that way that you do, though.
No. Well, here's
I
the
didn't
thing.
get,
Here's the thing. I don't. I hate that I was fired for being trans.
Right.
But here's the problem. I was already trying to leave, and I was
Mhm.
trying to leave because the company was doing things ideologically that I
Mhm.
disagreed with. And then I found out 3.5 weeks after I was fired that the company signed a multi-million-dollar contract with ICE.
Yee. Good time to get
And
out of there.
Yeah, good
here
time to get out.
here's why.
Must be sunset.
The company's product collects license plate images.
Ooh. Oh, like the stuff in Illinois.
Palantir.
Is it Illinois that they just did the law?
I worked for that company.
You did? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I heard about all
And
that on the news, and wow.
yes. And here's the deal. They're using human data. So dark
Mhm.
web collected data to correlate PII data. So to connect name, phone number, address, legal status with license plate and VIN number.
hmm
And I was working
And
on I was working on the infrastructure project to build that piece of the product.
Great.
it's really interesting that you say something like that. So I work in the tech field also. Like that's something I do, and I won't out where I worked. I won't out exactly what I did. I'm not going to do that to myself. Um,
Right.
but like I just started looking into job postings, and the thing that I noticed was there's an explosion of Fed tech jobs on the job market. And you have to be really careful because I started looking at logos for companies, and you can
Yep.
identify really, really quick if they align with, say, Palantir, because all their logos look the same. They all have some sort of like triangular shape of like two triangles, either going chevrons going either up or down, because Palantir's got the chevron going down.
Yep.
And I wrote about it actually in an article not too long ago because it really fascinates me. I know someone personally who, I know a couple people personally who went to a keynote speech with Peter Thiel there, and I know somebody personally from a job who worked for Peter Thiel and was not unproud of it. I knew I needed to leave when I figured that out because, yeah. But yeah, like the problem is ICE has access to Palantir now, and
Mhm.
Palantir has unlimited funds, has access to all of our data.
Mhm.
And if you don't think they have access to your data, please, please know you're wrong. They do. They have access to everything. They're in the systems already because the contract's been open. Like,
Right.
if you think ICE doesn't know who or where you are, or Palantir doesn't know who or where you are, or it's being fed into some AI somewhere to learn off of, sorry, you're mistaken. It's not fear mongering. I'm not afraid of AI. I'm afraid of the idiots who own AI
Yeah.
who
Right.
have no humanity.
Yeah. Anyone who
Yeah.
says that empathy is a bad thing is not someone you want in control of much.
Empathy is the antithesis to all evil.
Mhm.
Well, yes, completely.
I
Here's
will
the
soon,
thing
buddy.
about
Okay. Yeah, we can watch the movie here soon. Okay. Sorry.
You got kids?
here's the
I
thing
do.
about it's the company is based in Atlanta, which is where I live. That's how I ended up working for them. Um, here's the here's the thing. Um, they became the subject of a breach forums post, and here's why: the ELKs that we were running for search data were on public endpoints, and nobody knew.
Oh yeah, the openness of the data
And
collection ability is scary.
so, yeah, there was like 40 terabytes of LPR data that appeared on breach forums. And if you don't know, in the IT security end of things, info security and network security, I've been in that field for 30 years. Um, breach forums runs on the old Soviet domain, the .st domain, and that's all gray area, gray hat shit. If you become the subject of a breach forums deal, that's really bad.
Mm.
That's considered a critical level security event. And yeah, like 40 terabytes of LPR data appeared on breach forums. And I worked in the security vertical. And so they were like, this. And I went, yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to secure that shit now. Why the fuck is this shit open?
Yeah,
And
like
why are you not,
my
you know,
suggestion is for normal people, for all of us, is use things like Delete Me or stuff like that and get as much of your data off the internet as you can. If you have smart devices in your house, don't get rid of them. If you like your smart devices, you don't have to get rid of them. Put them
right.
on a private network on your create basically a second Wi-Fi network within your house and put all of your smart devices on their own network. Keep them off the network that you're going to have your phone and your personal devices on, and keep your data segregated from the smart devices. Problem with IT devices and Bluetooth devices like that, just like Wendy said, is all of those endpoints, if you were to look at them, every single one of them has a Trace ID that goes to China and back.
Oh, wow.
Every single one. Because there's a protocol somewhere that is getting called on the public internet that just
Mhm.
goes to China and back. That just
It just
pings on
pings.
Bluetooth devices.
Okay.
We are anonymous. It's funny. It's funny, Wendy. I'm glad to know that you are also know so much about the tech IT side. I do platform and infrastructure development. So
Yeah,
this is my wheelhouse.
I I've been on automate security automation and infrastructure automation engineer for the last 16 years. So
I've been doing it for about 6. So
I
it's
mean, Terraform is your friend. I mean, let's just be honest.
I actually moved a company off of Terraform and built a custom system using GitHub Actions and AWS because I decided it
Right.
was fun.
So yeah. So here's the thing about that. I'm AWS Magic 5. So at reInvent, I get to go into the cool bar or whatever. I never go in there because they're all douchey idiot guys that
Oh,
go
you
into there.
should sometimes. They are
No,
douchey
no, no.
assholes. I worked
No.
there.
I'm not that like you go in there and they're like, oh, no, I did this and like I don't give a shit.
No, you
But
should just go in and make them uncomfortable and spy on them.
here's the thing. I will share with you a security level event that you'll enjoy. I am very good friends with a guy named Dimitri. Dimitri and I worked together very early in my career. And it was at a company here in Atlanta called Securian. And then after that, Dimitri and I worked together at SecureWorks, which is another large security firm here in Atlanta. And so after SecureWorks, my friend Dimitri went off to McAfee, where he became CTO.
Mm.
And so from there, my friend Dimitri, Apoletovich is his last name, by the way, founded CrowdStrike. So every year that I go to DEF CON, my friend Mark and I connect because Mark and I worked with Dimitri at Securian back in the late 90s. And so we hang out with him and Dimitri's like, oh my God, Wendy, it's so cool to see you again. And we're talking or whatever. And then like these industry giants walk up to him and they like break up the conversation. And Dimitri's like, hey, look, leave me the fuck alone. I'm talking to my friend Mark and my friend Wendy. Go the fuck away. And they look at us like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, look, I'm a nobody. Nobody's ever heard of me. Don't ask.
I'm just here. I'm just the posse.
No. I'm just, and so like then, like I walk away from that conversation. People walk up to me like, how do you know him? I worked with him in his first job. There are an insanely large number of IT people. If I gave you like my entire pedigree, and I have pictures to prove this, you are literally going to look at me and go, we need to be friends. We need to hang out more so that you can introduce me to your people.
We probably know some of the same people too.
Right. Are you a
Small
Bethesda
world
fan?
thing.
I am a Bethesda fan.
You want me to ruin your life in one sentence?
Nope. I'm not a Bethesda fan that well. It's just like I'm a Blizzard fan, but I'm not a Blizzard fan like that. I'm a Blizzard fan because my first computer science teacher in high school, her son worked at Blizzard for the original Diablo series. Right. And I played that in high school and I loved it. And she had a huge cardboard cutout of the Diablo. No, it was Diablo 2. She had a huge cutout of the Diablo 2 in the computer science lab. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. This is like, I love this. And I wanted to go and be a game composer and write music for video games. Which is actually one of the reasons now why I write poetry is because I like doing things like that. And it's a cat. It's a kid cat.
That's Monty.
Monty. Oh, I like the name.
For Monty Python, my son named.
So the reason that I asked you that question is because my sister is a marketing exec at BSG. She's been for 10 years. So whenever I run into people, I'm like, are you a Bethesda fan? And they're like, oh my God, I'm the biggest Bethesda fan ever. Oh my God, Elder Scrolls is the greatest game ever. And I'm like, you want me to ruin your life in one sentence? And then like,
okay,
oh my
go
God,
ahead,
I'm so
Wendy.
crushed. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you get over it.
Well, go ahead, Wendy. Ruin my life in one sentence now.
Oh, yeah. Are you an Elder Scrolls fan?
Not enough that it will ruin my day.
Okay, yeah. Todd will never do it.
Oh, not enough Elder Scrolls fan to know.
No, he won't. Like Elder Scrolls 6, he'll never do it.
You mean like GTA and how they're still playing the same games from
Look,
1995 when the first one came out?
Microsoft is running that show, and they don't like him. And so
Uh-oh.
a large portion of what they're pushing is Fallout success. And if Fallout is not successful, Todd's going to have problems.
Sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Ruined his day
really,
on
from
that
my
one.
perspective, after Fallout 76 happened, I didn't give a shit. Like, I was more excited. I'm a trans woman, so this is not going to shock you. I was more happy about Fallout London and Fallout New Vegas 2 than I ever gave a shit about any other of those titles. Because I was always an Obsidian fan, So it was like, oh,
I was an Obsidian fan.
Yes, okay.
And I'm a Skyrim fan.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
So those are mine. Those are my go-to nows. It's fun.
Nick,
Why
we're
not?
going to have a very good time conversing in the future, I promise.
Oh, absolutely. This will be fun. Thank you for inviting me on tonight.
Oh yeah.
It's his fault.
That's her. That's not me.
Oh, Warcraft fan in the chat. Used to be a Warcraft fan. I remember when that came out. The original.
Video games make me nauseous, so I'm very out of my depth with those. I get motion sick way too easy in my world. So
I can't use the VR systems because I get motion sick.
Right.
Which is fine because I have a couple and they're kind of neat, but I live in a fantasy enough world. I don't need to live in one all the time. I don't know if that helped or made it worse.
I had to go close up my chickens, and you guys were having so much fun. I figured I'd just take you along. And now I'm out on my porch where I do all my
I'm
talking.
sorry, Lisa. I'm not trying to take over you.
Oh no, you're fine. I've been enjoying. It's weird. I was talking to my stepmother. I'm like, I don't leave my house much. It's like I have all these pet stories because I spend more time with animals than I do people. So,
Well, with a view like that behind you, I don't blame you for not wanting to leave that much either.
well, thank you. It's I just a couple. It's almost 13 acres in rural Missouri.
Oh, you're a neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we
I'm
were about the same time looking at the way the light was where you're at. Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm soon gonna be on 40 acres in rural Arkansas,
Oh, okay. South of me.
up near the Missouri border. So
My my ex mother-in-law lives in Rogers.
know the
So
area pretty well.
yeah, in fact, that's where my pool came from. She
Ah,
she gave me her old above ground pool.
nice. It's good until as long as it doesn't blow away in a tornado.
Yeah, well, usually if there's water in them, they don't blow away too easily. um, it's when they're empty. We had when I was with my husband before he died, we had a 30-foot one, and it was fine except in the winter when you drained it, and you had trouble. Amber, I am about an hour east and slightly south of Kansas City. Out just out near a little college town called Warrensburg, actually. Which is nice because that means I can act like I'm in the middle of nowhere and I'm less than 10 minutes from a Walmart. So
You're a drive. You're not even a couple hour drive away from me. That's funny. That's awesome.
yeah. Which tornado? Amber, there's
Which tornado?
which tornado? Which year? Oh,
Which day?
yeah. It's funny though, because I grew up in Pennsylvania. And I've been in Missouri since 2002. And when the end of my junior year in high school, May 31st, 1985, one of the largest clusters of tornadoes hit Ohio, Ontario, and Pennsylvania, and I think 1 or 2 in New York. And there was an F4 tornado less than 2 miles from my house.
Oh, wow.
I have never been near a tornado that bad ever since. Oh, okay. I've seen the damage from that. That's really rough, Amber.
Oh,
was-
yeah, I heard about that one too.
Yeah. They said that 2 tornadoes somehow ended up together, and it was almost 10 miles long and 1.5 miles wide, the damage strip from the tornado that hit near my house when I was growing up. And I had like 4 tornadoes of note growing up. I've moved to Missouri, and knock on wood, I watched a tornado once, and it was when I first got here, and we watched it come down and go up and come down and go up, and then we heard there was a tornado warning, so we went to the neighbors because we didn't have a basement. And it wasn't until like years later I realized that the tornado they were warning about was the one I'd watched go right past us on the front porch. It's like 2 miles away, and it was only an F1. It was nothing really big, and we just watched it go by, and then we went and hid for an hour wondering when the tornado was gonna hit. I was like, "Oh, that was really bright of us."
That reminds me of my wife and I. We moved. We haven't lived in Arkansas terribly long, but I'm the dumbass who will go outside when they go tornado warning, like go
Mhm.
inside shelter, and I'm like, oh, I want to go see what they're talking. Like, is the
Mhm.
storm actually as bad as they say? So I walked outside of my house, and it was very green, but it wasn't the green I was expecting.
Right?
And it was just a big hole that was like almost connected in the sky. And I called
Mhm.
back in the house. I called to my wife. I was like, "Hey, you got to come see this really cool looking cloud outside. It
Oh,
looks like a
no.
spaceship." We look at it. Not 10 minutes later, there's a tornado touchdown, just in the middle of nowhere, the Bella Vista area of Arkansas.
Mhm.
And we were like, "Oh, we saw that. That's
Yep.
fun." And I
My
was like,
my
"Now I know not to stand outside like that when there's a big circle in the sky."
Right? My dad was a state trooper, and so he actually, like, had to look for people and everything else, and I'm gonna have to go up to where I can plug in. And, he actually had a, guy who took pictures of the tornado as it came, and the guy figured he'd just take pictures as it came, and then he'd run into his house and hide in the basement. And so the tornado got closer and closer, and he decided it was time to get in the basement, and he discovered that the pressure drop from the tornado meant he couldn't open the door.
Ooh.
And he had to stand in his basement hallway, holding on for dear life while the tornado tore his house apart.
Ooh, so basically, the scene from the original tornado movie.
Mhm.
That sounds scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
The guy decided he was
no,
never,
thank
ever
you.
doing that again.
Yeah, like, no thanks. I'm good on that.
Yeah,
And I
you don't
live in
wanna
these areas.
wait too long, or you might end up stuck in a hallway instead of where you need to be.
Yeah. Okay.
My,
I have to drop from this. My
yeah,
phone's actually about to die.
Yeah,
mine
I've
too.
got to duck out too.
But it was great to visit with everybody. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for inviting me on. It was lovely to meet everybody. Thank you, Wendy. I'll see you on Monday.
Of course.
Okay,
can't wait.
bye-bye.
Bye.